for our final project in here. Now, the video that I picked, it appears to be a elementary level classroom. I'm not sure what grade, it didn't really say. I also cut out a clip from the video, so this is not the very beginning of the video, and it's not the very beginning, it's not the very end. And it appears that she's teaching a math lesson from when I've already gone through the video and watched through it. So I'm gonna play through here and give you some of my commentary.
Now, we have 59. Now we need to add 2. Pedro, come add 2 for me.
Okay, so first off, when watching this, like, in the video, so she's got, like, all the kids, like, sitting on the floor, which I like that, and for elementary, you know, they're kind of a little more restless than high schoolers are, but my kind of thing with that is you don't always have kids paying attention. Like this little boy right here, how he was like kind of rocking back and forth, and then later on in the video, like this little girl, she's not going to be paying attention. So I feel like it's good to have them out of desks and like moving around, but at the same time, like, can you ensure that they're really paying attention?
2 dots. Yep. Show me 2. Okay, we got 2. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, so how many ones do we have all together? If you can raise your hand and tell me. Samuel? How many? 11.
Okay, so something that I noticed she did there, and first off, before I'll comment on that, the entire video I've never been able to see what is on the screen. I just assume it's math from what she's talking about, but I do think that is like kind of, if you were going to submit this to EDTPA, and I don't know if she really for sure did or not, but like you want to make sure they can see what is on your smart board there, and I can't see anything. But anyway, so back to this, when she asked the kids like if what he had put up there was right, this little girl here, she was like immediate to put her hand up, which you could probably guess that she knew it, and then a few others did. And then I noticed that she called on a kid who their hand was one of the ones that was raised last, and I'll comment like later on throughout the video, but that's something I kind of like that she does, where she checks like with different kids, like to make sure that they understand, because I feel like with group discussion and even in English, like that's kind of hard to do, to make sure that every kid understands. But by her raising her hand right away, I feel like she probably knew it, and that's maybe why she didn't call on her. That's just my guess though.
11, is he right?
Yes.
Let's count to make sure.
1,
1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
11.
That's way too much out loud counting, but also going back to the idea, like, how can you make sure each kid's actually, are they just saying what the other kids are saying? Like, how can you guarantee how they know what they're doing?
Okay. Can we have 11 ones in
No.
one's place?
No.
No, we can't. So what do we have to do?
Take away 10.
Paul,
Take away 10.
take away.
Okay, that moment when I saw that, it sounded like it was this little girl again. When this teacher, when she asked the question, like, what do we need to do? You can hear in the back this little girl saying the answer, and then the teacher, she called on another kid, and he basically just said the exact same answer. If that was me, I would have just gone with what the first kid said instead of asking another, because, I mean, she said it pretty loud. You can hear it on the recording, so obviously that kid heard it. So it's like you really don't know if he knew the answer or not, or if he just took her answer.
10. Okay, Zoe, come take away 10 for me.
So she finally calls on that little girl.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. She take away 10? Did
Some
she take
hesitation.
away 10?
Yes.
So, how many do we have left over? Christy? 1. Okay. Now, if she took away that 10, can we just leave it there?
This little
Does it
boy keeps
disappear?
moving
What does it
around.
do? Who can tell me? Gregory?
It goes over to the 10 side.
Goes over to the 10 side. Can you come put it over there for me?
I like how she has the kids actually interacting with the smart board. My smart board in my classroom is broke, so I can't use it like this. So I do appreciate it, especially with kids this young, getting them used to it.
That's the one we brought over and regrouped.
She looks like
Good
she
job.
wasn't having
So how
fun.
many do we have all together, Gregory? 61. Is he correct? We have 6 1, 1. Is he right? Yes.
He's still not. It
you.
doesn't even look like he's
So,
watching the
did
board.
we regroup? Who can tell me, yes or no? Pedro. Yes. How did you know we regrouped? We had 61. How did you?
I do like, so far throughout the video, and I'm sure she does it in the rest as well, she isn't calling on the same kids, which I know, like, as teachers, that could be hard to do, especially when you have kids who know the answers every time. So I do appreciate that aspect, that she's calling on different kids. Like, she called on this little girl in the purple. She called on, I think it was a little boy up here. This little boy was first, and she called on a girl over here. I do like that she is asking different children, and then this boy, like, she's not going to the same kid over and over again. She's making sure each kid understands. I do like that.
You know that we regrouped. How'd you know?
Because if we regroup,
No one knows.
take a turn on the waterway and then we can get to the turn side. We take one to add it.
Taking a long time to explain. I don't know if
Okay,
he's
but
right,
how do
because
you
I don't know
know
math.
that you need to regroup? How do you know? Zoe? If you have more...
So, like there, she was asking a different kid, they may not have been paying attention, because this little boy and that little boy, they got their hands raised, but she called a girl's name, so they may know it, but she wants to make sure that others don't, which I like that.
More than 10, or if you have more than 9, if you have, or let's say if you have 10 or more. Is that right? If you have 10 or more ones, you have to regroup. Is that correct? Yes.
Okay, so at the end there was some hesitation, but what I liked that she was doing was she was like scaffolding by asking them, like, hey, do you need like this amount to get this amount? And she kept going back, and then they were still kind of hesitant, so I'm sure if the video kept going they would eventually build to it, but I like that she is scaffolding the material for them to learn. Overall, I thought this person did a pretty decent job with their teaching video. Like I said, my main thing would just be to make sure that, like, it does seem a little dark in that room, and it's probably because of the smart board, but I can't see anything on that screen, so that's my only thing that I would make sure.